Hi, I'm Sean Bullard. I am the chairman of the Book and Author Committee here at the National Press Club. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. It's greatly appreciated. I see that there are a lot of kids here out in the balcony playing hooky today, and if you need an explanation for your teacher, Larry Lippman, the president of the Press Club, is a very good writer. Following custom, I will introduce our guest. She will then offer us some magical insight into her new book, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And then I would like to encourage those of you who have questions to print them on the index cards provided at each table, and then pass them forward. Following questions, I will wrap up the event promptly so that our guest has time to sign books, and I believe also to catch a plane. Please be respectful of this fact. We are going to allow one signed book per person at the very beginning, and if there is time allowed, we will then sign additional books. But please, she needs to be out of here by 2 o'clock today. And finally, I would like to remind you of next week's book and author wrap at the National Press Club. On the evening of October the 26th, the Book and Author Committee will present The New Thing, A Silicon Valley Story by Michael Lewis. A while ago, I read in the New York Times that Harry Potter was destined for greatness. Forgive me for my ignorance, but earlier this year I had no idea who Harry Potter was. My wife and I had twins about 5 months ago. I did know one thing. J.K. Rowling and her young wizard with a lightning bolt scar was taking America by storm. Whether on the train to work, in the bookstore, or on the phone with my 12-year-old nephew, everyone was raving about this bespectacled kid named Harry Potter. I kid you not, recently, a complete stranger on the train begged me to take his business card and get it signed by our guest so that he could give it to his son. And I do have it in my pocket, and it is signed. So that PR executive from New Jersey will have it in the mail in the next couple of days. It's only appropriate that as if by magic, Harry Potter seems to have appeared out of nowhere. It is as if one day we were without the centuries-old Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and the next, America couldn't imagine life without Harry Potter. And as if having over 5 million books in circulation isn't enough, and both kids and adults clamoring for her books, our guest has captured the triple crown of publishing. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and today's book have rocketed to the top 3 bestseller slots in recent weeks. In short, Harry Potter's Hocus Pocus has catapulted our guest near legendary status. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you best-selling children's author, winner of rave reviews on both sides of the Atlantic, and creator of Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's really wonderful to be here. I'm going to do a short reading for you and then take questions. I like them best. I'm sorry. I know you're the people. I like them best. I'm playing to the gallery today. So a brief reading now. I'm actually going to do a reading from the first book, Sorcerer's Stone. There's a very practical reason for this. I have a good short reading in this one, and we don't have that much time, and I really would like to spend the time answering questions. I think that would be better. So this is the moment when Harry buys his most important piece of equipment for Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, which is, of course, his wand. What else? This is what happens in the wand shop. Harry has gone there with Hagrid, who is one of my favourite characters, you know, the giant gamekeeper from the school. And he's about to meet Mr. Ollivander, the famed wand maker. "Good afternoon," said a soft voice. Harry jumped. Hagrid must have jumped too, because there was a loud crunching noise and he got quickly off the spindly chair. An old man was standing before them, his wide, pale eyes shining like moons through the gloom of the shop. "Hello," said Harry awkwardly. "Ah, yes," said the man. Yes, I thought I'd be seeing you soon. Harry Potter. It wasn't a question. You have your mother's eyes. It seems only yesterday she was in here herself buying her first wand. 10¼ inches long, swishy, made of willow. Nice wand for charm work. Mr. Ollivander moved closer to Harry. Harry wished he would blink. Those silvery eyes were a bit creepy. Your father, on the other hand, favoured a mahogany wand. 11 inches, pliable, a little more power and excellent for transfiguration. Well, I say your father favoured it. It's really the wand that chooses the wizard, of course. Mr. Ollivander had come so close that he and Harry were almost nose to nose. Harry could see himself reflected in those misty eyes. And that's where Mr. Ollivander touched the lightning scar on Harry's forehead with a long white finger. I'm sorry to say I sold the wand that did it, he said softly. 13½ inches, you. Powerful wand, very powerful, and in the wrong hands. Well, if I'd known what that wand was going out into the world to do. He shook his head, and then, to Harry's relief, spotted Hagrid. Rubeus Hagrid, how nice to see you again. Oak, 16 inches, rather bendy, wasn't it? It was, sir, yes, said Hagrid. Good wand, that one, but I suppose they snapped it in half when you got expelled, said Mr. Ollivander, suddenly stern. Yes, they did, yes, said Hagrid, shuffling his feet. I've got the pieces, though, he added brightly. But you don't use them, said Mr. Ollivander sharply. Oh, no, sir, said Hagrid quickly. Harry noticed he gripped his pink umbrella very tightly as he spoke. Said Mr. Ollivander, giving Hagrid a piercing look. Well now, Mr. Potter, let me see. He pulled a long tape measure with silver markings out of his pocket. Which is your wand arm? Well, I'm right-handed, said Harry. Hold out your arm, that's it. He measured Harry from shoulder to finger, then wrist to elbow, shoulder to floor, knee to armpit, and round his head. As he measured, he said, Every Ollivander wand has a core of a powerful magical substance, Mr. Potter. We use unicorn hairs, phoenix tail feathers, and the heartstrings of dragons. No two Ollivander wands are the same, just as no two unicorns, dragons, or phoenixes are quite the same. And, of course, you will never get such good results with another wizard's wand. Harry suddenly realized that the tape measure, which was measuring between his nostrils, was doing this on its own. Mr. Ollivander was flitting around the shelves, taking down boxes. That will do, he said, and the tape measure crumpled into a heap on the floor. Right then, Mr. Potter, try this one. Beechwood and dragon heartstring, 9 inches, nice and flexible. Just take it and give it a wave. Harry took the wand and, feeling foolish, waved it around a bit. But Mr. Ollivander snatched it out of his hand almost at once. Maple and phoenix feather, 7 inches, quite whippy. Try? Harry tried, but he had hardly raised the wand when it, too, was snatched back by Mr. Ollivander. No. Here, ebony and unicorn hair, 8½ inches, springy. Go on, try it out. Harry tried and tried. He had no idea what Mr. Ollivander was waiting for. The pile of tried wands was mounting higher and higher on the spindly chair, but the more wands Mr. Ollivander pulled from the shelves, the happier he seemed to become. Tricky customer, eh? Not to worry, we'll find the perfect match here somewhere. I wonder now. Yes, why not? Unusual combination. Holly and phoenix feather, 11 inches, nice and supple. Harry took the wand. He felt a sudden warmth in his fingers. He raised the wand above his head, brought it swishing down through the dusty air, and a stream of red and gold sparks shot from the end like a firework, throwing dancing spots of light onto the walls. Hagrid whooped and clapped, and Mr. Ollivander cried, "Oh, bravo! Yes, indeed, oh, very good. Well. How curious. How very curious." He put Harry's wand back into its box and wrapped it in brown paper, still muttering, "Curious. Sorry, said Harry, but what's curious? Mr. Ollivander fixed Harry with his pale stare. I remember every wand I've ever sold, Mr. Potter. Every single wand. It so happens that the phoenix whose tail feather is in your wand gave another feather. Just one other. It is very curious indeed that you should be destined for this wand when its brother gave you that scar. Okay. Right, we're doing questions.
Yes. You know, it sounds so much better when you're reading it. The first question, did you write the book for children or adults?
I wrote it for me, so both. because I wrote something that I knew I would like to read now, but I also wrote something that I knew I would have liked to have read at age 10. So I never really wrote with anyone in mind. I still don't write with an imaginary focus group in mind. I have been asked time without number, why are the books so popular? And I don't want to analyse that. I don't want to decide that there's a formula. I really don't want to look at that too closely, because I want to carry on writing them the way I want to write them, and not start trying to put ingredient X in there. It's for other people to decide that, not me, I think.
Several have asked, how did you come up with Quidditch?
Oh, Quidditch. The irony of me inventing a sport, I managed to break my arm playing netball, which, as you know, is not a famous contact sport. I decided that if the Wizards had this whole secret society thing going on, I was thinking of things that unify a society, and I decided that one thing would have to be a sport, and that would be an opportunity for the Wizards to meet in secret and all, congregate together. It would just be too difficult for them to congregate and watch baseball or something. We'd notice. They'd get upset, they'd fire their wands off and stuff in the crowd. That wouldn't work, so they had to have their own sport. So I had a lot of fun making up the rules of Quidditch. It's a violent and dangerous game, and I'd be appalling at it, but it's fun to think about.
When did you start writing the books?
I had the idea for Harry in 1990, so I've now been writing about him for 9 years. And by the time I finish the 7 books, I'll have been writing about him for 13 years. So, and it's going to feel like a bereavement, I know that already. When I write the end on book 7, it's going to be I'm going to be heartbroken. But that's what I planned, and that's what I'm going to do. So.
Where do you get the inspiration?
Well, if I knew, I'd go and live there. But I have no idea. I get asked that a lot, and sometimes I have to say, well, where do you get your ideas from? And it's the problem with turning it around like that is sometimes people know. So that one doesn't work. You think you're being really clever doing that. Well, here's what oh, no. So, in truth, most of the ideas just come. I have to work hard for some of them. Normally it's a process of kind of twisted logic. Ideas like Platform 9 3/4, I wanted it to be a secret place in a real station, and if you follow that thought through, you think hidden platform, and if you follow that thought through, it's got to be between 2 real platforms, and you end up with a fraction. And I just picked 9 3/4 because it sounded like a, cool number. So, sometimes I remember the thought process I followed to get somewhere, but other things just pop up.
Several have asked about the movie.
Right, the position, where we are on the movie is the script is nearly finished. Director should be chosen by the end of the year. The film should be ready summer of 2001, they're telling me. So, I can't wait to see Quidditch. That's the bit I'm really, really looking forward to seeing. I've told them that. They grinned nervously.
Can you imagine Harry ever growing up?
Always, you see, I have this for 5 years I was writing about Harry, and I never spoke about it to anyone except my sister. I told her the story of the first book, but she'd never read it. So all this stuff's going on in my head. So it's such an incredible thing for me now to be somewhere like this and for people to be interested in talking about it, because I didn't have that opportunity at all for 5 or 6 years. But the frustrating thing is I can't tell you stuff because it will ruin the rest of the books. So I'm going to have to pass on that question, because I do know exactly what's going to happen to Harry in book 7, but I'm not going to tell you.
This one is obviously from one of our guests in the peanut gallery there, because it's X'd out words and letters, but it says, "Have you written your next book? ? What happens next? Please tell me."
I think you should be very offended by that peanut gallery remark, frankly. My book 4 I'm going to be finishing it when I get home. It's not too far off completion. I do know what happens, and I'm not going to tell you that either. I'm trying to think of something I can. You see the Quidditch World Cup in book 4, which is Ireland versus Bulgaria. Which I like. England got knocked out by Transylvania, which is a bit upsetting. I actually said this in Scotland. This boy put up his hand and said, "What happened to Scotland?" I said, "Well, you were slaughtered by Luxembourg," and he wasn't happy. They take it really seriously. But Luxembourg are rubbish. How do you know what they're like at Quidditch? Yeah, so you see that. But if you saw on the internet, because evil wizards have infiltrated the internet and put on there that the title of book 4 is Harry Potter and the Quidditch World Cup, and that's not true. They're just messing with your mind. It's not true at all. But I'm not going to tell you the title because I'm a bit superstitious about that. I like to keep them secret until the book's finished.
One of our teachers has asked, "My students and I wonder if there are any significance to you signing your book with just your initials."
Yeah, this is a funny one. That wasn't my choice. When I finished my my copy of the manuscript, I put Joanne Rowling on there, that being my name and all. And then my publisher, my British publisher, phoned me up 2 months before the first book was published and said, "We'd like you to use your initials." And I said, and to be frank, I would have let them call me Enid Snodgrass if they published the book. So I really wasn't that bothered with this. My gratitude was such that, so I said, "Okay, fine, but why?" And they said, first of all, they said, "We think it looks more striking." And I said, "Why, really?" And they said, "Well, we think boys will like this book, but we're not sure that they'd pick it up if they think a woman wrote it." And the funny thing is that it was a completely pointless thing to do because 2 months after the book was published, I was on national television. And I wasn't wearing a false beard or anything. So everyone now knows that I'm a, well, you know, everyone that I've met, no one's gone, "Where is he?" It's me. And no one seems remotely bothered, which I think is really encouraging. So that's why. It was my British publisher. So write and yell at them, not me.
One of our young visitors asked, "Do you have any imaginary friends, and who are they?"
Well, you know them. They're in here. That's who they are. I did have imaginary friends when I was younger. I think a lot of children do. I had a very vivid fantasy life, I think, when I was a child, which is not uncommon. It's a bit worrying that maybe that I didn't outgrow it better. But yeah, I think I always will have. No, I don't have imaginary friends now in the sense that I'm pretending someone called Pee-wee is standing next to me. No. No, I don't.
What advice would you give to young people who have an interest in writing, and also to their parents?
I often get asked by younger readers what I would advise if you want to be a writer. This is the way I did it, so that's the only advice I can give. You've got to read as much as you possibly can, because that's the best way to recognise good writing and to learn what makes bad writing, and those are very good things. You'll probably go through a phase where you imitate your favourite writers. That's perfectly okay. That's another learning process. You resign yourself to writing lots and lots of rubbish. You just got to write that out of your system, and sooner or later you'll hit what you know you really should be doing and what is your genre. And perseverance. You've got to persevere, because it's a career with a lot of knockbacks, but the rewards are huge. I don't mean in the sense that if that's what you really want to do, to be able to do it lifelong is the best thing in the world. Very rewarding. But it's not a career for people who are easily discouraged, that's for sure. And to their parents, don't tell them it's unrealistic. Never say that. Because even if they're not published, writing is the passion of my life, so it's an important thing to do.
You probably should read this one because they're asking how to pronounce one of Harry Friend's names.
This is the question I get asked more than any other, and I'm starting to wish I'd called her Jane. What is the girl who is Harry's friend's name? Hermione. Hermione. Hermione is really common, I hear that a lot, but my favourite one's still Hermy1. And the wicked part of me, when I heard Hermy1, wanted to say, "That's exactly right. Well done." But I thought that was too cruel, because one of these kids would grow up and name their child Hermy1. So we didn't want that. So it's Hermione.
Next one is, how did you come up with her name?
It just seemed to suit her somehow. It's a name from Shakespeare. It's in The Winter's Tale. Although my Hermione bears very little relation to that Hermione, but it just seemed the sort of name that a pair of professional dentists who liked to prove how clever they were, do you know what I mean, gave their daughter a nice, unusual name that no one could pronounce. I mean, parents do that. And I did want, in truth, I wanted quite an unusual name for her because I think there are quite a lot of girls like Hermione. I was a girl like Hermione. And it crossed my mind as I was writing, without ever knowing that I would even be published, that if I ever was published, I didn't want to give her a common name, you know, just in case somewhere out there was a Jane with big front teeth who was really swotty and annoying. Just thought that might not be a good idea.
Why is a hippogriff a half eagle and a half horse?
Why is a hippogriff a half eagle and a half horse? I didn't invent a hippogriff. Medieval European people genuinely believed they existed. We won't go into the reasons that might be. But it's a mythical creature. It's an unusual mythical creature. It's not as famous as a unicorn or a griffin. So I don't really know. You'd have to ask the medieval monks who did those beautiful illuminations, and they drew them on there. I'm very fond of my hippogriff. I like Buckbeak. If you've read book 3, you'll know who that is. If you haven't, then that will be gobbledygook to you, so sorry.
Several people have asked, are you stopping at 7?
At the moment, I definitely think I'm going to stop at 7, and as I say, that will be really heartbreaking. The only reason you'll ever see an 8th Harry Potter book is if I really, in 10 years' time, burn to do another one. But at the moment, I think that's unlikely. But I try never to say never about anything, because the moment I say I will never, I do it next month. So, but I think not. I think we're going to stop at 7.
How many points does Quidditch have? How many has he played up to? Someone's obviously keeping score.
Oh, I see. No, I understand. Okay. Infinity. You can go on forever, because it says in book 1, the longest ever match went on for about 3 months, continuously. So that was a lot of points. So you never stop at a certain amount of points. The only thing that can stop a Quidditch match is the golden snitch being caught. And if no one catches the snitch, you could keep playing for years. Well, she seemed all right, but she was quite sadistic. Did Voldemort go to school with Lily and James? Lily and James being Harry's parents. No. Voldemort is quite a bit older than them. He was at school with Hagrid. Hagrid doesn't seem that old, but he's in fact in his 60s. But he's just, you know, he's a strong man, so he doesn't seem that old. So Voldemort's around that kind of age.
What other books would you recommend for a 9-year-old?
Loads of books. Anything by Philip Pullman, of modern writers. There's a book called Skellig by an English author, David Armand, which I think is absolutely magnificent. Stuff I enjoyed when I was a child. I loved E. Nesbit. I'd really like to see a comeback of E. Nesbit's work, because I think she was a genius. What else? Paul Gallico. He's out of print a lot now, and I really loved his work too. Any of those people.
Why in the first book does Harry's lightning scar flash, or when he gets his lightning scar flash, when Snap looks at him? Snape. Okay, now this is a... I have a problem as well.
He's sleep deprived. He's got 5-month-old twins. If anyone hasn't finished reading book 1, will they please put their fingers really tightly in their ears now if they don't want the ending ruined? Really tightly now, because this is a question about the ending. Quirrell had the back of his head to Harry at the point when Harry looked at Snape. So someone else was looking at Harry through a certain turban. See what I mean? If you've read it, you understand. If you haven't read it, you're going, what? But that's okay.
We're going to take a few more questions. And the next one is, will Harry ever turn into a shape changer like his father?
No, Harry's not in training to be an animagus. Unless you've read book 3, you won't know. That's a wizard that is very, very difficult to do. learn to turn themselves into animals. No, Harry is not. Harry's energies are going to be concentrated elsewhere. He's not going to have time to do that. He's got quite a full agenda coming up, poor boy.
Very good. One more question. Are we going to learn more about Harry's mom in the next book?
This is one of those questions. See, some of the best questions I get are about people have clearly read the book so well and they're sensing that there's more to be told about certain people, but I can't ever answer them very fully because I will end up giving things away. There is something very important about Harry's mother that he hasn't yet discovered, but he's not going to find it out in the next book. It's too important for book 4. He finds it out later in the series. That was interesting.
I'm going to ask one more. There were a lot of groans when I said we were going to wrap it up, so one more. What happened to Harry's grandparents?
Various interesting things, but again, I'm not going to share. Sorry, but that's okay because we have time for another question because I didn't answer that one.
Very good. It's a good excuse to write more books.
True.
Yes. Is there anything that you'd want to add?
No,
Anything
ask me one more question because we didn't really get an answer to that.
Very good.
No, I don't like that one. Oh, I like this one. Do Harry and Hermione have a date? No. They're very platonic friends. But I won't answer for anyone else. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Very good. Okay. Very good. We want to thank our guest.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We also want to thank all of you for coming, also the children who came. We also want to present our guest with the prestigious National Press Club mug.
Thank you very much. I will treasure it always. Thank you.
Okay. And we also want to thank Press Club staff, Laura Falasinski, Pat Nelson, Melanie Dermott, for organizing today's lunch.
Thank
and
you.
thank all of you again for coming.
Thank you.
Please make sure that you respect the number that you were given at the door when coming to have your book signed. We certainly do not want to mob her like she has been mobbed in the past couple of days. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. What do you think of those book banners?
I think that it's not good that they make decisions on behalf of other people's children.
That's for you.
Oh, thank
How
you
are
so
you
much.
doing?
Oh, beautiful. Is this yours?
Yes. He's back there in the little tennis
Would you
sweater.
like to get your book signed?
Thank you so much. It's
you.
beautiful.
Could you pull
Hi.
back those kids?
Where's the tennis? Where? Is this you in the photo?
60 through 80.
Oh, and
Keep track of your page, 189, okay?
if somebody comes up to you when you're in Chicago and says your name is Brenton Avens,
Yeah.
this is your sorcerer. So just tell them that I told you to say hi to them.
I will do. I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. They're wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. You go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Hi.
you.
No problem. You go. Thanks a lot.
No, it's for my mother who is out there, but is 78 years old.
Only do one per person.
I have a number for her.
You've got a
She's
number.
78 years old and doesn't want to deal with this.
Thank you.
You go. Thank you.
Is this ours?
70 through 90 right now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Amazing. Did she have that?
Oh, I got a friend.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to hear you today.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
80 through 100.
Thank you.
Thanks very
80
much.
through 100 right now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks.
Hi, no problem.
Thank you.
Hi, no.
Terrific. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it. Good luck. We'll be waiting.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Oh, my son's a big fan. Thank you
Oh,
very
thanks
much.
a lot. Hi. Thank you. No problem.
Just one book. One book.
Thanks. Thank you.
I've got triplets.
Sorry, we're trying to get through as many people as we can.
You finish.
One per person. One per
We want to
person.
make sure everyone gets at least one signed book.
Hi.
It's a production line.
It is, but it works.
Thank you very much for taking the time to do it.
Really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Not as much as we enjoyed the books.
Doing okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You flip the lids off the
Thank you.
90 through 110. Please have your numbers ready.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. No problem. Hi.
How are you? I know, I think so.
No problem.
Hi, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Don't tell anybody.
Secret. All right.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you.
120 right now. Up to 120 right now. Please have your biggest friend.
Hi.
As a bookseller, we love you.
Oh, thank you.
Love your
No,
bud.
fine. I'm fine. Really fine. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
You can only do one per person, man. We're trying to get
Hi. Come on, I got some for you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you. Thanks, Dan.
She did. Now taking numbers up there for 140 and 740. Please have your numbers ready.
Thanks a lot.
We can only sign one, man. Sorry, we're just trying to get through as many people as possible.
If we have
If
time.
we have time, we can.
Please have your
Thank
tickets
you.
ready.
How are you? Hello, how are you?
Hi. Thank you. Hello. There you go.
That's for a big kid me.
Yay!
Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
We're now taking numbers up for 160. That's
Hi.
160. John, have your tickets ready. Thank you.
It's a note from my daughter.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
you want to put your address on it? Home address? Home address?
Thanks a lot.
Jane question was mine.
What questions, sir?
Good question. I like that one.
I was with her.
Thank you.
Oh, do you need a ride to the airport?
Hi. Sorry.
Need a ride to the airport?
No, I got a ride. Thank you.
That was my question. Will you sign it for me?
Favorite boy's name, Harry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. No problem.
They are.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I didn't ask you to sign it.
Put your numbers ready, please.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
You can just do one. So which one do you want?
Go ahead and do that one.
Sorry, we're just trying to get through some here.
Thank you.
Hi. How are you? Oh, this is already signed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We saw you at a signing yesterday.
Yeah, I saw you yesterday.
You did?
122 girl.
122 go. Are you past 122 now?
Yes. Finished.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you very much.
So I already got this.
you do it right, just come back around, okay?
I will.
I mean, come on.
Thanks very much.
Remember the press club, too.
Here you go. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Thanks very much. Thank you very much.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
From my daughter for you. Thumbs up. She loves Harry Potter.
And I can even read that, which is really good. Thank you very much indeed.
170.
Hi, how are you?
I'm going to give all of these to her.
Yes.
Okay, great. She'll write back when she gets back.
Thank
I thought you looked familiar.
Great. Thank you.
We're now taking some tickets up to 180. That's 180.
Thanks very much.
No problem.
Okay, what I want, isn't that exciting?
Hi. There you go. Thanks very much.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, a present.
Get this up for me. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's a book. Calvin.
Yes, thank you very much.
There's a letter in there from her and explains everything that's in there.
Has
A
it
little
got
care
an address
package
on?
for you.
Okay, will you tell her that when I get back to Scotland, I'll write back to her,
Take
just
your
explain.
time.
I got 2
Little
weeks to
busy.
finish them.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, we're trying to get
That's one of them.
Yeah, what's the other?
Right there. With the
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks very much.
Is this exciting?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem,
Don't
thank
worry,
you.
I'll get it.
All right?
Fine, yeah.
How you doing?
Good.
Hi, no problem.
Trying to do this last night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Great.
Bigger you in line.
Thank you.
Thanks.
What do you think I would miss this?
She sells her books, so she can.
There we go.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. It was delightful.
Thank you so much.
Competition going on here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so happy for your
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you.
And we're taking
Hi, thanks a lot.
200. Thank you.
Have you any idea how many numbers there actually are? Hi, thanks a lot. Have you any idea how many numbers
I'm
there
a
are?
librarian. You've done a great gift to all these kids.
So nice to hear. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, cool.
Tickets ready? Gary, thank you.
Thank you.
Kind of sick of this.
We're now taking tickets up to 210. That's 210. Packet tickets ready?
There's a contraband copy there.
We made this for you. We made that for you.
You're kidding me.
Whoa!
This is for me?
Yeah, it's
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you very, very much.
We both made it. And this is
Whoa!
Can I shake your hand?
Put it right next to the American
That
flag.
is so cool.
Thank you. I'm the New Statesman correspondent here. And my skinhead boy is confidently expecting the part in the movie.
Right, I need to say... that one. That one's for you, yeah?
yeah, I left my book in your car.
Well, you can,
This is
you,
your
can
book?
you can have that one, Mike.
Oh, I'll turn it to you.
That's to Will.
So I should
Only
turn my
people who
book.
bring me firebolts get personalised books.
This is Mike. Thanks so much.
Cool, thank you very much
Thank
indeed. Thank you. Thank you.
Will Stephen, S-T-E-P-H-E-N.
Jessica and the broomstick. Thanks very
Where are you
much.
from? Oh, right. I'll give you my card. I'm
Thanks a lot. I don't know.
You want to check up on the details?
I'll take it.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Okay, that's your book, Lily. Scoot up here, Drew. Let me take a picture of you.
Very festive. Very appropriate.
Go, Han.
There we go. Thank you. Okay, Drew, this is yours.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you.
Enjoyed your
Stand right there.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. There you go. Thanks very much.
have more time to come back around. You know, we want to make sure everyone gets at least
fair
one
enough.
hug.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Hey, Bob. Okay, Jeff, take care.
Amazing.
There it is.
Thank you so much.
That's 240. Please check your ticket.
Thanks very much.
Hi, how are you? Yeah, we can just do one. Okay.
But stay around because
Okay, I'll stick around.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were over grabbing my hand. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks to you, my son learned how to read.
Oh, best thing I could hear. Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
There you go. Thank you very much. Hi.
Taking up to 260.
There you go. Thanks a lot.
260.
Thank you.
You can always thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you very much. Are you? Good luck. And I'll meet you when you're famous and we'll say we met the first time here.
Thanks so much.
It's already a blast.
Under this page.
Thanks very
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank
You
you.
please have your ticket.
Hi.
Under this page.
You're back.
Where's that right hand?
It's getting there.
I bet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. I'm back. You're back.
I'm getting in line with them.
270.
Thank you. I'm getting in line with them. They're my friends.
What's your number?
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks very much.
Doing great.
Thank you so much. No problem.
Thanks a bunch. It's a real treat.
My 7-year-old just wrote you a letter about Bogarts.
Oh, really?
Yes, he had a good point.
You know what? We can only do one.
We can only do one.
But I think we're going to have time.
300.
I gave 2 tickets.
Well, I think we're going to have time to do 2. I think we will.
Oh,
Make sure everyone gets a book.
Thanks, girl.
Did she?
Please have your ticket.
Thank you.
This page.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Love the books.
Thank you. No problem. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Very
Hi.
There you go, girl.
Thank you.
Anybody in the audience with a letter 300?
There you go.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Enjoyed listening to you this morning. Thanks very much.
That was great. Thank you.
Your books have changed my son's life. He's now avid from an average reader.
That
Thank you
is
very
the
much.
best thing in the world I
It's
could
been
hear.
terrific for
Thank
me.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Hi, how are you?
There's a little fan.
Oh, wow.
How old is he?
Was the manuscript you turned in for the first book nearly identical to what was published?
Yeah, very similar. Very, very similar.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
You want to ask me anything? Okay. I do actually have the books, but I can't frame them.
Fine, thank you. This one must be exhausting.
I'm fine. I'm having fun.
Good.
Now taking up to 320.
Yeah. Special edition. Thanks a lot.
Really?
Did you write to Miss Tingle's class?
I'm really sorry. I'm not allowed to do that. Just try and give everyone a signature. Thanks very much.
Now taking us to 3:30. If you have the 3:30 or below, please stand in line. 3:30 or below.
Boys, girls, one.
Girls. Well, mine are 5.
There you go, thank you.
Taking us to 3:30.
Hang around.
Thank you so
Poor, I feel so sorry for your hand.
Fine.
Are you okay?
It's getting a nice long break.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was wonderful. Thank you very much. There you go. Thank you.
How'd you like America?
Very much indeed.
Are they good to you?
Very good. Thank you.
3:40. If you have tickets below 3:40, please stand in line.
Get back in line for somebody else.
Thank you. How are you? Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Which book is best to read first? First, second, or third? First?
Which book's best to read first?
Yeah.
The first one, definitely.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.
Could be a very backward sort of person.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much.
Would you like a hand massage?
Yeah, I would actually.
I'm very good at it.
Taking us to 3:50.
Thanks so much.
3:50 or below, please stand in line.
Here we go.
Hi. How are you? Thank you.
So what do I do now?
Yeah, I got these are my 3 girls coming through here.
Excuse me. Okay, to stop here. Daphne, come this way.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, stand right there. Okay. Would you mind?
No.
3:50.
Daphne, look at Daphne.
Look at me. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hang in there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. I'll be watching for you.
Thank you very much. Excellent.
Wonderful.
Taking us to 400
Thank
now.
you.
If you have a ticket 400 or below, please stand in line.
How do you do?
Please have
J.K. Rowling's books hold 3 of the top 4 spots on this week's New York Times best-selling fiction list. This book, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, is published by Scholastic Press. Book TV brings you programs about children's books twice every weekend. Once on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and then Sunday morning at 10 Eastern.